Hi, this is Creative.Tech. Here we have Zawawi family. Okay, and then today we're going to interview all the members of Zawawi who are into creative, into art scenes. So can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Hamid Zawawi. I am the second son in the Zawawi family.
So my name is Rendra Zawawi. I am the firstborn of all the Zawawis. The thing is, I'm 5 years difference with him, 10 years with difference with her. Many years difference from him.
My name is Kaisha Zawawi. I'm the youngest.
Okay.
Alah, stage name lah.
Okay, my stage name is Kai Khan. You got my mom's last name. Yeah.
Right. And then how about you, sir?
Oh, I am the daddy of all. I'm one Zawawi. I am an anthropologist by training, singer-songwriter by my own creative choice.
Oh, okay.
By home training.
Okay. From the last Zawawi session, I look at that you perform different kind of genre. Interested me, to know about you guys. And then another thing is, I would like to know what is actually inspire you.
My inspiration,
Back in the day.
back in the days, actually all I wanted was to be able to play the guitar.
Okay.
Initially.
In college?
No, when I was Form 6, I saw friends playing music and I said, oh, it'd be nice to play the guitar because I could sing. I was singing Elvis Presley, Cliff Richard, but I was not playing any music, So I started to pick up the guitar, and eventually when I went to Australia, after my Form 6, I got a Colmo plan to Australia, and then I bought a 35 Australian dollar guitar on hire purchase.
Couple.
Because I was a student, so I paid for 3 months. Then I started to play, and then at that time, what inspired me was artists who were writing poetry, because I was also writing poetry, So I was interested in artists who write poetry and then turn their poetry into song. So at that time, there were 2 guys that inspired me. One, Leonard Cohen, who already passed away, but he's a legend. And the other one is Bob Dylan.
Also a legend.
So I started to listen to these 2 when I was in Melbourne. And they were my source of inspiration in terms of the kind of music I was looking for. And then, of course, in Malaysia, I was also exposed to traditional music. So that became part of my repertoire as well. So it was basically Malay music as well as this folk music by artists who are poets, and that's it. And so I started to write my own song.
How long the process of learning the guitar?
Oh, my guitar learning was very short because it was untutored. To the guitar picking sama-sama, but I just learned how to play just on my own. I refused to go to school, to guitar school. I wanted to do it my way. So even now when I pick the guitar, it's just my way. So, but these kids are learning it professionally. So, it's good for them. I don't know how to read music, and these guys know how to read music. So it's a difference,
But during those days in Melbourne,
Yeah.
Do you have like a buddy that actually played together with you?
I was alone actually, but I had a lot of friends who were playing the same music, and I was invited to play with them, like jamming session, and a lot of places in Melbourne, they were catering for people who wanted to play music. You just go there, you put down your name, and you sing, maybe 2 or 3 songs, and you get free coffee.
Open mic.
And then if there is somebody, a scout, a talent scout, who's there to watch you, and they like you, they say, hey, come, we will have another place that you can perform, and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And some people became very famous, like the Seekers from Melbourne. They were playing the same place that we were playing, and suddenly they became world famous. They went to England and then became very well known worldwide, you know, with their music, you know. But I was not one of those.
And what about your inspiration?
From the Abang Lung.
Yeah.
I think I sort of started, because I grew up with Abba, playing music in the house, writing his own music, and then there's always people coming to the house jamming, playing music. So I've always grown up in an environment where music was like at the background, and great people coming in and out, like Amnasir, Khadija Ibrahim, Rami Sari, coming in. And so I got used to this environment, and as I grew up, I think 3 weeks before my PMR or something, my dad taught me 3 chords on the guitar. Saja lah, just to release stress, kan? And then I got the 3 chords down, and the next day I wrote my first song. It's called I'm Lost.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, and then I just started writing songs from then on, I never used to sing. I just wrote song, and then the singing came later. As I was writing, the singing got better. I was singing more on tune, on pitch. And then, so, I would say my inspiration came from Abba. And then later on, I just, inspirational.
But you went to piano lessons, remember?
I took piano lessons, when I was a kid for a bit. So I had that background for a bit.
Yeah.
But as far as writing songs, the inspiration came from you. And after that, I started writing things that was around me, my immediate surrounding.
Lalat Man, remember?
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Lalat Man
There's
was
a song called Lalat Man.
together. They
It was all Lalat. So I wrote a few things live, So after that, I just
I completely forgot about that.
sang, performed live, everything, and then I did my own thing, and then then long story cut short. I was doing all this whole singer-songwriting on the side, and I was studying in the UK to do my engineering. I came back, and then I didn't do it. I didn't work as a civil engineer. I did other things. I did TV shows, and then I finally decided to go to Berkeley to study music professionally, and so I can read notes.
But that Berkeley was a kind of much later.
Much later.
After your first degree.
4 years after my first
You
degree.
already said you went to UK.
So I went there, and then after I finished, I went to LA. When I went to Berkeley, that's when I made a conscious decision to stop performing, because I wanted to do more music behind the scenes, do more film scoring, TV scoring, and do more song production, more of a producer seat. So I did that. And then I just stopped performing, and since then until now, I've just been doing music behind the scenes. This is more. So that show that you saw that night was just like a one-off thing. It was like once every 5 years.
It was like what? The last time you performed 5 years before?
Maybe 5 years ago, lama. It was a long time ago. So I don't consider myself as a performer. I can sing, but I don't consider myself as a performer anymore. These two guys are like doing their thing now. So then I think you sort of like, did the whole singer-songwriter thing after I left as well, right?
Well, I mean, how old were you when Lalat Man was?
I do not
You remember that?
Quite young, I must have been like 12 or something.
I was like
I must have been, I don't know.
I was like maybe 15 or 16 when Rendra composed this song called Lalat Man.
Okay.
But basically, Lalat Man is like
Banyak
one.
lalat sekarang.
More like nyamuk.
Lalat Man was like one of like Rendra's when he was in a phase of like songs that were his old phase, and in that old phase when he was doing his singer-songwriter songs, that was the time when I first started singing with him. So that was my exposure. I started off mula-mula performing live on stage sebab Rendra lah. So Rendra would call me on stage, hey Hame, sing backup vocals.
Yeah, but you were
Sometimes I was bad.
You were always inspired by Linkin Park though. I always remember, I have a
Actually, yeah,
vivid
true.
memory of you at
That was
one of
me as
Mama's
a-
like
Yeah.
things
See,
for uni.
Yeah,
and then-
let me say something.
Right.
He started on Linkin Park.
Actually, yeah, he's not
Yeah,
rapping.
that's true.
As a
though.
young kid, he memorized all
I
the
have
lyrics. All the lyrics of Linkin Park. He could just
I
like that.
don't know why. I never do it.
Actually-
Design this rhyme to design. All I know.
And he was so good
Right.
that when my friends came for dinner, he would be the entertainer.
He would just push us. I mean, any lagu Linkin Park. Oops, sorry. And then like
You were the
Rendra,
most not shy in the family,
Yeah.
I think. So if anyone asked you to perform, you do it.
He actually
Like-
started from all of us. All of us kena.
yeah, but I always refused. Always.
You refused. But
Always.
you refused the push from Dad, but we both kena the brunt of
Because I can't
that.
play guitar. So it was just, I would have
But
to
he
sit
was
there,
good. He was
stand there
good.
awkwardly singing.
And I guess from that singing Linkin Park songs,
And then you won your.
and then I went for a lot of this syair pantun competitions, and then growing up after that singing with Rendra. So from those phases, I guess the mix of that made me kind of want to perform live.
You also won the
But I
talent
think-
show in your school.
My school, well, yeah, we all
Who was
kind of
the- who
had
was
our
the
own
judge?
shows.
Victor,
No, the one.
Jacqueline Victor.
Jacqueline Victor, that's it.
But I think that the key turning point is, you guys gotta also remember, I was, after high school, I joined a band called
yeah,
Ask Me Again. It was my high school friend from kindergarten days as well, we knew each other. So after Habis SPM, how many do you want to sing for our band? And I think that was the turning point. Like, I joined Ask Me Again as like the background of my dad singing Rendra semua. But then suddenly I'm in a rock band, singing heavy rock, almost metal kind of songs. But I didn't know how to scream, so I did not scream. Instead, I did like this falsetto voice, and basically kind of became a rock singer from that. And after Ask Me Again stopped playing, that's when I decided to pick up the guitar and play acoustic songs.
so at that time when he was playing all the songs, we would watch him be in the audience.
Okay.
My wife and I, and there were all the kids in front, head banging to his music. Yeah,
Moshing.
yeah.
Yeah,
And he was right there, you know, in front, you know, doing all the the stuff that
And
needed
then-
to be done.
Kaisha also kind of joined the band, right?
Well, I was in this small band called Violet Blackout, but I mean that was kind of when I was like 15, 16.
And Ask Me Again was also kind of around when you were.
Yeah. I mean it was very low key, nothing really.
But before
out of
she
it.
started that, she did you did YouTube covers.
Yes, I did. So when YouTube was kind of emerging, that's when I started doing YouTube covers. I kind of posted a few
How old
of
were
my
you
own.
then?
It's been like 14, 15. And then I completely stopped.
What's your gap actually? Your age gap?
So 10 years?
I just turned 34 today. Officially February 18th. Right?
Happy birthday, then.
34.
Yeah, today's his birthday.
You are 28.
I am turning, so 1985, 1990, 1996.
So I'm turning 23 in a month.
Born, what? You born in 1887? You are
1947,
130
right.
years old, what?
1947.
Okay, so your inspiration again?
Well, I think it stemmed a lot from, like Rendra said, from the whole family. Because, I mean, they all started playing music when I was really young. Especially Hame and Rendra, I think. Just going to your shows all the time. And Abba's shows as well. And it kind of, it just brought me to that world of like music. And knowing also there was an option for me to do music. And like Hame and Rendra, you guys took like different degrees in music. So I decided, why not? I just go straight for music.
She was a smart one. So I did civil engineering so with Petronas in UK. I went straight and I came back. Nah, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
music. I went to music school.
Yeah.
This guy did computer programming.
Yeah.
Computer programming.
Finished it and then just went straight to music. She was like,
I
"Nope,
mean,
I'm
I
gonna
think
music
it
school."
that has partly to do with the fact also because I didn't know what else I could excel in as well, or at least there wasn't anything else that I really liked other than singing and music. Whereas you guys had other interests,
At one point you wanted to do fashion.
maybe, but that's quite. I mean, that's linked. That's creative as well, in a sense. But I mean, I think it went more towards music.
Did you have another degree?
But she was the shy one.
She was.
She was the shy. Always in the background, listening to her brothers singing, playing music.
I was taking my
but
time.
never really letting us know that she actually had something to offer. And suddenly out of the blue, she said to her mom and to me, she said, "Dad, I've got a show tonight
Wow.
at Tropicana
Oh my god!
with a band.
You knew I was in a band.
With a band, the first public performance.
You mean she? Oh.
Yeah, and suddenly I went, and there she was like Mick Jagger. I said, my God, this girl, yeah. She was singing like Mick Jagger, you know, strutting away, yeah, with the band.
Was it covers or originals? Then?
It was. I think it was like half and half.
Right.
Half and half.
Yeah, and I was gasping and said, my God. This,
I was singing before though. I was singing like talent shows in schools and stuff.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Why the cover songs that you chose?
Yeah.
Why did you cover them? Because you really like them, or you?
I think it was popular at the moment. So that's why I chose it, because it was quite popular, trendy.
Wow, cool. The thing is, I realized that all of you went to a proper education.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. To the high college, to university degree.
He got a first class honors.
Wow.
In game development.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you still, because of you want to pursue on the music, you still completed all the proper education, which is very good.
Yeah.
Right.
So they will have a degree, yeah.
Yeah. Like Madonna or something like that.
Madonna had a degree before. Oh,
I'm sure loads of musicians have degrees.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Because I think it's always good to have something to fall back on.
it's his idea every time to have.
I said, must have something to fall back
I'm
on.
not. I think I'm the only one that doesn't have like.
Whatever you
else
do,
music. Yeah.
when you want to pursue, you must have something to fall back on.
Okay.
So it's good to have that, something to fall back on.
Yeah, why didn't you say the same thing to her? Something
Because
to
I was
fall back
stubborn.
She pursued her own.
Oh, okay.
on? Outspoken, huh?
Gotta get what you want, right? I'm joking.
This girl planned her life from the beginning she was born.
She already studied what,
She already knew
what happened.
she wanted
Well,
to
I was observing the whole family, and I took
Yeah.
Well,
lessons from
I
everyone.
had no
So that's
benchmark,
why.
so I had to do all the trials and errors first.
So
This guy didn't learn from a mistake, so. Yeah, I did civil engineering. I
The
came
gap was
back.
still too close.
I came back and I was like, no, I'm not gonna, things didn't work out with civil engineering. So, if you think, then okay, I'll do it. Then my second degree was a music degree, so it sort of worked out.
Actually, Rendra made a very, very important decision in his life
risky.
because
Important.
he came back with a degree from Nottingham, engineering, of course. Then he got into a job, a steady job, nothing to do with engineering, but it was a good job,
Yeah.
professional job, and he could pursue that job. And it was I think almost a year done, and then he suddenly came to this decision. Should I go to music or should I pursue this? And it was a very hard decision to make. So he then talked to us, and he talked to his employer. His employer advised him to go for music, because they knew that he was talented.
It was an interesting case, because a lot of my friends were, working here, earning their salaries and sort of starting this whole life with the, whole family life. If I stayed, I knew that was what was going to be my life, my trajectory for the next 10 years. But if I left and did this whole start fresh again, do a new degree in music, go to a foreign country, leaving everything familiar behind, that was something something that people seldom do, and there's no sort of benchmark for me to, if I do this, I'll end up here. So it's like a road less traveled. So my boss, Daniela, when I was working in this company, and she was like, she knew I was going through a dilemma, and she said, Rendra, when you're 60 years, 70 years from now, and you're in your deathbed, would you regret not having gone and taking this road? I would say, yeah, I'll regret it. So that was like a simple, cliche question, and I was like, all right, I'm going.
Anyway, but the thing, he struggled for it because there's no scholarship.
Yeah.
So he actually went around and found a yayasan, and then he applied. It was very competitive. He got there was a phone. He had to answer everything on the
There's all
phone.
these interviews, basically. It was a grant for creatives, But yeah, so that was done.
Sounds like something I could get on to.
And then he got shortlisted. Then he went and faced the music. All these panelists questioned him, and he got through.
Yeah.
And that was only supporting half the expenses. The other half, of course, I don't know, his mom.
The farmer,
And he-
mother.
I would say his mom is instrumental in
25%, yeah.
Yeah. Mom's very much supporting.
No, mom was definitely supportive for the whole thing.
Do you think had the scholarship fall out, would you still have gone?
No.
Would you still have found a
It's
way?
too-
Been too
no,
expensive.
it's too
So
expensive.
spendy.
So that definitely helped, And I think because of that, when I went there, I didn't play around.
Yeah,
Of course not.
That's when
I visited him once when he was in Berkeley. He was staying in a nice, sort of small apartment, but enough for one person. But enough bed for two of us. So I stayed there for about, I think, 4 days. And I felt very guilty because taking him away from work. And this guy was like, so, he had to actually spend some time with me. But it was okay,
This is when you mentioned when he got his first class as well.
Yeah.
His first class honors. That's how he got it.
So he was, so he was like 24 hours a day dedicated, because every week,
Coming to you.
No, it doesn't matter.
every week he had to produce a project,
I don't mind.
finish a project. It was very demanding, right? Every week I think you have to finish something.
Do you realize that all three of us had first class honors? Kaisha also had first class honors.
I did.
Kaisha's first class honors.
I did.
Oh, you didn't get first.
But Kaisha also got.
I know. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Now they also suffer.
The ASEAN cultural festival or something. It was sung and the music video was shot in the Forbidden City. Last year, apa lagi project?
You want the exchange? The game changer? Cameroon.
Oh no, that's not. That was a So current projects that I'm working on, actually, so for the past 1 year I've been doing a few films here and there. But the current one that is sort of like that brought me back to Malaysia for a while is I'm scoring this feature documentary called M for Malaysia, directed and produced by Diandi and Ineza. And it's a feature documentary about the recent elections that just happened. So it's unseen footages behind the scenes of what's going on. So I did 50 minutes of orchestral music on it, and I came back here to record everybody, live strings and live players, and it's coming out sometime this year.
50 minutes, huh? That one?
50 minutes of music. So that's my current project, and then after this there's going to be a theme song for that thing, so I'm going to be working with for that. So that's my current project. It's a lot behind the scenes.
He's under a lot of NDA, so he can't really.
What's NDA?
Non-disclosure
agreement.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there's some big ones I can say.
I've just been traveling since 2017. Been performing around Germany, UK, and the States, and mostly in New York. And I was there for about a year. I guess the latest projects for me would be I've just recorded the band that I started in New York. The same band that I brought down to tour in Malaysia last April. And the recording's done. Sekarang tinggal just like mixing and mastering this recording. And hopefully release it. That's my current project, latest. And and Kai?
Yeah, I've just been recently, because I went to uni in Brighton, UK, so I've just been based there for the past 3 years, since 2015 then? Yeah, 15 it would have been. So yeah, I've just been releasing a few songs.
What were you doing in Brighton?
Well, I was studying. Yeah, I was studying music. Well, sorry. I was studying vocals in university, and I graduated.
What's the proper word? Vocal?
Professional musicianship. Vocals, and then dash vocals.
So you're a vocalist then?
I am a vocalist.
You're not a singer, you're a vocalist.
So if you didn't do the degree, you're unprofessional.
Professional vocalist.
But to be fair, I know it sounds like a really, but like I learned quite a bit from the vocal course. That's quite a lot.
And she has a band in UK.
Well, yeah. So part of my project for uni was that to start a band. So from that, I had a band under my name Kai Khan, and we started playing. We started playing loads of gigs over there in the past 2 years, and then now kurang lah gigs. I'm just cutting it down so that I can release a single when I go back. I'm heading back to the UK in March, and I've got another 2.5 years there. Got a visa there, so yeah. Current project is planning to release a few more singles.
And recently they
Music videos.
all here recently together, so that's why.
Oh yeah.
Hamir, you better tell what.
So since we've all not been, every time, because we're all based outside, like ever since 2 years ago I've been in New York, and then Renda's in LA, Kaisha Brighton. The last time the family ever got together, lima in Malaysia, including Mum. Mum's actually here right now as well, but then she's actually behind the scenes. So The last time we were all here together in Malaysia was 5 years ago. So I guess this could be included in our latest projects, since we had a show recently, like a few days ago.
Yeah.
Like about 4 or 5 days ago. All 4 of us and all 5 of us.
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday we've all performed, and that was the latest project that I organized for all of us since we all are back here for the first time in 5 years. And Dad recently also, so that was one show. You tengok, baru ni kan dekat Merdeka dia. After that he performed 6 more shows.
Seriously?
Every single day. Where?
Wow.
Calpac, with the Actor Studio.
Okay.
They got me as a guest to play a song, a poem that I wrote 30 years ago for a play called Norm and Ahmad. Okay, the play was staged 30 years ago at the Experimental Theatre in Shimla, and I then performed that song with other friends, including my wife. Now 30 years later, now fast forward, they want to restage the same play, this time in Calpac, because they are now very much based in Calpac, you know. So they try to get about some of us who are still alive to perform. So they called me, Farida Marikan called me. I said, yeah, okay. So I perform just one song, but even to perform that one song, I have to be there for the show, like, you know, like the others, you know. So part of the play calls for a poetry section, which is about the first 30 minutes. And then I do my part and the rest do their part. So mine was the finale of that poetry section. It was fun, so I got a friend to back me, and it was my first public performance for a long time. And I'm still doing it.
Pretty well. Wow. So that shows 30 years ago he performed that song, composed that song 30 years later, and like now with 3 more kids doing music.
And they're not my
Probably
audience.
the same song.
Because I remember that when I was child, I saw you on the TV.
Oh my God!
And then when I went to the show, when you performed, it's exactly like when I remember during those days.
When did you see me perform? Just on TV?
TV. Yeah.
MHI, tak ingat.
I tanya.
No, I had some,
was
yeah,
small.
I was performing all over the place.
But that time, because my parents are into art as well,
Yeah.
but my parents more into graphic design.
Yeah, designer.
So my father said, hey, that is the Dr. Rock.
Dr. Rock.
They're all cool.
I like that.
But I've been writing songs, not just for myself, but more. I've written songs for Rami Sarip, Khatijah Ibrahim, and Nasir, I wrote lyric. And then apa yang meninggal tu, yang baru meninggal, Terengganu Blues punya, Terengganu kita tu apa? That band,
Don't know.
the Terengganu Boys tu yang
I forgot the name.
We don't know that.
no, yang meninggal tu.
I know.
Yeah, I wrote song for them as well. Yeah, even Search.
Blues Gang,
Huh?
Blues Gang.
No, orang Terengganu punya band. Alah, apa nama?
Salim.
Salim punya gang. Apa nama? Band?
Iklim.
Acclaim. Yeah. I wrote for Acclaim. I even wrote for Search song. So I've been doing all this thing as well, but not full time lah. You know, Iwan. Yeah. Then I also released my own album way back. You know, my first and last album. You know.
Well, not last.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully another one.
So eventually, maybe my next project is maybe to do another album. Inshallah.
So that's how, back to the first question, Rendra was inspired by Ramli Sarip, Khatijah Ibrahim, because of that lah, bawa diorang semua together.
So at the time, like when Ramli Sarip was hot with the song Bukan Kerana Nama, I got to know him through Khatijah Ibrahim.
That's a good duet.
Because I was writing songs for Katie at that time, lagu, some songs lah, and she used to sing for me for my competition and all that. You know? So when I was introduced to Ramli Sarip, at that time I had a song called Perjalanan Hidup, you know, and Khatijah Ibrahim sang it for a competition, Peace Song of the Year. It won the Peace Song of the Year. And then antara Khatijah and Rami Ibrahim Sarip, they berebut, for the song. They wanted the song to record.
Right.
So finally, Rami Sarip was able to persuade Katie to give to allow him to sing that song for his album. Yeah. So Pilihan Hidup went number 4 on the top chart.
Itu you cakap number 1.
Number 4.
Oh,
I never said number 1.
Ask him again tomorrow. Maybe
We went number 4 on the top charts at that time. Yeah. So it was a lagu ketuhanan before even Raihan came on the scene. So the first lagu ketuhanan that actually became pop, like pop song, ballad. So itu sejarahnya.
Thank you so much. I think at the end, I would like to ask a final question. Is that what is your advice to the people out there, the aspiring musician or people who want to get into music scene? Let's say don't go to the degree like engineering first, and then after that move on. So what is your advice to them?
I think, to tell them to just go, if you want to do music, go to a music school. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think everybody gets to where they need to be in their own path. I had my own path. Some people, are in the same position as me, but they went through a different route. So everybody has their own route. I think my advice is to believe in what you're doing. Just be patient. If it's not working out for you, just step back for a bit and then get back into it. Just be yourself. Just be patient. Don't expect things to just come overnight. And just have above everything, above patience, above perseverance, above being able to do what you need to do. You have to have grit. If you don't know what grit means, you just Google that. Lazy explain. But you have to have grit in whatever you're doing. Just go through. Failures is a good lesson to go through. There's no shortcuts.
yeah.
Don't take the shortcuts route. And as long as you stick to these, you put your work in, the universe will give something back to you, and you'll be like, oh, this is what I'm meant to do. So
And if I may add, on top of that, family support. Do not take it for granted. Always appreciate and know that at the end of the day, your family has got your back, and that you of all people should have your family's back. And despite following your passion and your dreams, don't forget where you come from, your roots, Malaysia and family. Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I just think to I had something in my head now. I had something.
don't forget things.
Don't forget things.
No, I was about to say really, really take your time. I think perfecting your craft before you get on to doing stuff. And I think it's best to find inspiration from your friends and observing how they do sometimes. But obviously not following that route as well. Just kind of taking inspiration and observing and
just take things that what works for you.
Yeah, what works for you, exactly. But also really take your time.
But important, but most important, I think you have to know what you are capable of delivering.
Yeah, like what your weaknesses,
what you can do. So some people, they have this illusion that they can sing but they cannot sing. They can compose but they cannot actually compose. So you got to be very realistic in terms of what gift you have that God's given you. That's important. If you have that, inshallah, some recognition will come your way. Whether you have a degree or don't have a degree, you must have that gift that God gave you and develop that gift. Asahkan. Given the opportunity.
I think the biggest advice though I can give is network. Please network as much as you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It comes later.
It comes at a certain. I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say prepare a fallback plan or so. Sorry, you were gonna say?
Huh?
You gonna say something?
No, I wasn't gonna say. Yeah, follow the process. Just go through the process. You'll end up somewhere up there. So yeah, I think you know whatever each one of us said, you know, combine it all. I think you're gonna get somewhere.
Yeah, everybody has their own path. That's definitely true. Totally agree.
So that's about it.
And I never push. I never push this kid to the music. It's all their own. They were exposed to an ambience where they grew up with music. But I never say, hey, you must do music. Never, for one. They just chose.
Well, you did push us in front of your friends to perform Linkin Park songs, to play I'm Lost, his first song, but actually refused.
Because I'm proud of you guys, you know. I mean, you know
well, it was a good exposure. It was a good, like, it got me used to performing on stage.
Yeah.
I'm sure you too as well.
So he's already planted in your mind.
Dia dah condition lah, the psycho sikit kau kan. So it's like, if I can sing in front of his friends yang lagi popular, like celebrity mana kan, I can perform with you anytime.
So, do you have anything to say, Kisha? No. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I think we're good.
I think we done. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cheryl, for having us over.
Thank you for having us on board.
Dude.
I'll
mencari sesuatu yang abadi yang ramai